Welcome to Oh Brother, a podcast of three brothers trying to figure it all out, with your hosts Brandon, Collin, and Aaron. On this week's show, it's called Real Life. Hello.
Hello.
What's going on?
What's up?
Not a whole
I'm
lot.
just trying to close this thing there. Okay. Victory. Why not?
Sitting on the green couch in the basement. That's all I got.
Ooh. Excellent. Lovely choice.
Muted? Oh, I'm not muted. Okay.
Nope, you're not. Hello.
I had that moment too because it started me out muted again at first. I unmuted my microphone and I was like, hey, wait a minute.
Oh.
No one can hear me. Dang it. What a moron.
Now
Then I looked in the bottom corner. Muted. There you go.
Ta-da.
Nailed it. So, yes. How was the day at Father's?
I was kind of busy. We spent the morning trying to find some winter shoes for the kids. Winter is coming at all times, and so getting prepared for that.
That is allegedly.
I have not had to. I realized this today. I have not had to go into a store to purchase any item of clothing for anybody in 7 years, and I don't like it.
Wow, really?
I have not.
Man, I thought I was bad. I thought it was me.
No, I have not. I've not gone.
Turns
to
out it's Collin.
Kohl's to go and buy a shirt or pants. I have. And I am not a fan of.
Well, I definitely haven't been in several months. I can tell you that. I don't know about.
I'm trying. I know Megan will listen back to this and she'll be like, "No, moron, But I remember we used Megan and I did that. We'd go shopping when we were first married, but now it's been a hot minute, and I would just I was really overwhelmed walking into the store because. Wasn't buying anything for me, was buying something for the kids boots. And all of a sudden it was oh, well, I need to see these 3 or 4 options side by side. Oh, you can't do that because you can't do that in the physical world. I can't pull up multiple tabs, and look at these and read reviews.
Well, no, but you can hold multiple shoes in your hand at the same time. That's the thing. That's the other thing that you can do. Is say, aha, now I have several shoes in hand simultaneously, and I can do this.
Yeah,
so I don't see the problem. I'm very confused. I don't know.
Well, no, but here, okay, but what's the size range of this shoe compared to this shoe? What's the availability of those? I went in and I was I want to see the size range in this boot and this boot. And so I had to go ask somebody what size does this boot go for?
Yeah.
What to kids? Okay, tell me what that one. Okay, now what is this one? Now what's this one? And it was just
the biggest one you can find on the shelf. You have to look at the shelf and you go, the biggest number I can see is this one. Aha, this must be the biggest size I can get today.
Well, exactly. Oh my gosh, that was the other thing today. How many places did we go to today? 1, 2, 3, 4. I went to 4 shops in town looking for shoes. Did any of them have any boot that would have satisfied me in a shoe size for my children? No. And I was that's it. This is ridiculous. We need to get out of here ASAP. Because it's so we went to Bass Pro, Kohl's, Famous Footwear, and DW or something like that here in town. all shoe stores and
I have
boot
no idea what that
stores.
is, but okay.
Anyway, yeah. And it was like, oh, you mean it's too early in the season for you to start stocking like winterish kind of shoes? Oh, okay.
I mean, kind of is only fall.
So, but it's like, I want to buy them now.
That's
so
true.
It was, you know, it's just like, I
there is
get
a certain level of when you go. Go ahead.
No, you're fine. You're right.
Oh, I think that there's a certain level when you go physical shopping of like there's a certain amount of settling that you have to deal with of yeah, this is fine. This is good enough for right now. That's it, right? It's not even back in the day when like they had like stores actually had more things in them than I feel like they do now. Because part of the problem is Susan was lamenting the same exact thing the other day. She took a day off earlier this week because she has like 7,000 hours of comp time. So she went off, and the same thing. It's like she's like there was like nothing there that I wanted, and I just had to get like this pair of pants because it was all there was. So, you know.
Yeah, that's definitely part of it too.
It is a problem.
Since the department stores aren't having to stock like everything a small town or village is going to need for at all times, like right, like they're not going to have that, and they've got size restrictions and things like that. But it was also like, okay, I can't buy winter, but Lillian also broke her flip flops, so. Let me buy some flip-flops. Oh, it's also now too late in the season to buy flip-flops?
It's true for that. It's true. And so when we were at Kohl's, you know, it was like, hey, you used to work here. Hooray. And I remember I did. Like, I forgot you used to work there.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I used to work in
shoe boy. That's
used
right.
To work in the shoes. And so like, you know, like I know how
that was a long time ago. I did not remember that.
A long time ago. It was. And crazy enough, the store manager is still there. I saw him walking around.
Whoa, really?
Yeah, really.
That's nuts.
Really, yeah. Saw him walking around. He's the guy that after the store flooded because the roof drain broke and cast a massive waterfall in the middle of the store, soaking tons and tons of things. He was in the back, like bending metal bars over his back because he was so ticked off. He was just like, I walked into the back, and as he was scanning and throwing stuff away, he'd take a big metal bar that the clothes were hung on and just put across his back and go, and throw it in the bin. And he'd be like, oh gosh, what's next? He was terrifying. Anyway, so he's still there.
Wow. Yeah. That's mildly scary.
Intense. It was, you know, and I was in high school at the time, and I was just like, ha, okay. Anyway, I'm running away. But you know, it's like, so yeah, it was just trying to envision the kind of shoe, and then I knew what I wanted. Obviously, didn't find it at 4 stores, and I was like, okay, like we need to go and rethink this approach. But yeah, I was really trying to think about when the last time I went to a store to buy a physical good, like clothing, and we've never gone into any store for any of for the kids. So it's been at least 5 years. And I haven't gone and gotten clothes. It's been probably 7 years since going actual shopping at a store for something.
That's nuts.
Yeah. So
yeah, I definitely don't. I'm definitely not such a discerning shopper. Like I kind of go in and go, I need a shirt. And then I look at them and go, that one. Okay, let's go. Like that's not, I don't know. I have less criteria apparently than Collin does for that. Now I'm just really, really curious about what criteria for children's boot do you have that cannot be met by any store in Springfield,
Oh my gosh. Well, so here's the problem.
including two of your former employers? Two
two of my people. Well, so here's the problem. When you think, so I am trying to get them a winter boot. I'm not trying to get them a snow boot, and I'm not trying to get them a hiking boot. I'm trying. So snow boots in my mind are like the cloth.
That's literally all there is. I don't really know.
What?
What? That's literally all there is. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh.
This is your problem. You have too high expectations.
Thought about buying thicker socks?
I think that might be his answer.
Well, so currently,
I just wear tennis shoes all year round, so I don't really understand what's happening.
Well, right, but you're also not a kid that wants to go play in the snow. But I don't want to. I also don't want to buy we could go and buy a snowshoe, a tennis shoe, and then like a slightly warmer shoe, and make that the winter thing.
Yeah.
But that's 3 pairs of shoes, and that's way too many.
Your socks.
So and socks, right? And some thicker socks, sure. But it's like the hiking boots don't really go small enough to really fit to fit them well. And
well, that's fair.
Right. So I get that. So then you start looking at like but then most of the time when you go searching for these boots, you see a lot of like snow boots, which are the kind of boots that, we would wear when we were younger, where it's kind of got that, like, I don't know, like vinyl wrapping or whatever. It's kind of not cloth, like, right.
And
but
big,
they're really
thick insulation on the bottom's like rubber.
Yes. Yeah. And then I'm looking more for something that's like, kind of like a mix between like a rain boot and a hiking boot. So like Sorel makes these, or Sperry makes these, where it's the kind of the rubber bottom, but like the leather up on top that is laced, but it's also waterproof. Anyway, it's ridiculous, and we found
the main boot from LL Bean. That's like that's the boot, right? That's their like staple catalog option.
Yes. So yeah, exactly. That's what I'm thinking of. I found a version of that. Oh, and then most of the time, whenever you look for boots for girls, young girls, they're like an UGG variety, and we're not doing that. And so we need more utility in our footwear than that.
It's Australians' finest export.
Let's
do it. It's okay.
That and the Ute that never made it anywhere. Anyway, it's like,
I know, dang it.
It's like, I know, it's so sad. I wish it'd be so nice. Anyway, so like I found something that I was like, okay, this will work. Show me, your sizes, and they had like a size 5, and that was it. And I was like, really? And they're like, well, yeah. And of course, they keep everything out there, like most people do. So it's like, well, okay, we've wasted our time here because there's no size available. And the only way if it's going to come back is if they're going to call you, or if you keep showing back up just to see. So
that's true. To be fair, many retailers are currently experiencing major inventory problems due to transportation issues. So
this is no fault. This is no fault of
that. Layered on top of.
This is not a slam against any of the fine establishments that I visited today. This is merely describing the limitations of which a physical location like that has placed on it, versus the. I'm sure if I went on to their website,
online's the same way, because you still can't. There's still availability problems online, right?
Sure, but they typically pull from
and
their
with things like
warehouse.
Well, that's true, but they still will be like, if you wear a common enough shoes, like I wear a size 12 shoe, right? That always out, always, because it's like a super common shoe size, right? That's like a women's 6, 7. Never, they don't exist because everybody is
real.
that same size, and they just grab them up. So there's that too. But yeah, it's also hard because with specifically shoes, right? The one major benefit of physically shopping for footwear is you kind of got to put the shoe on, right? Like that's kind of it, because there's a lot of right. That's how it works. And so sometimes you buy one online, you're like, oh my, what is this? This is not. It's kind of like we talked about the other day. This is why I basically only buy Adidas tennis shoes, because I don't want to run the gamut of like, this shoe is way too narrow and my foot is going to explode, right? I can't deal with this. So I can't, because I'm not going to send it back. That's just too much hassle. I don't want to deal with that. And, that takes forever. And so.
And I understand that, especially with shoes. But also they're, I know what size they're wearing right now. And they're only going to wear this for a season, right? So it's also like, why am I putting this much effort into this when they're probably
that's also a good point.
Only going to be wearing this 7 times between now and March, or now and whenever, also
that is a good point.
So
I think you just actually shot yourself in the foot there, because you shouldn't be so worked up about it, because they're going to outgrow it in like 6 months anyway. So it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And he's going to start all over again.
I know. But that's part of it. So that's what we did this morning. And we came back and ran around, and then spent some time going through some candlesticks, if you could believe that.
I also was very confused by that, because I have already done that apparently, because I have like 5 in my house right now. So I don't know what happened, because I definitely thought we already did that, because I definitely already have them on my shelves.
We did.
Okay. I was just making sure.
Aaron, do you have some?
I was like, am I the only crazy one here? Or like,
I'm pretty sure I do. Like I said, we're still in the process of unpacking. I'm sure I have candlesticks around here, because I definitely distinctly remember. Oh, here's a candlestick. Oh, take this candlestick. Oh, guess I'll take this candlestick. What about this candlestick?
This needs to be communicated to upper management, because Anyway,
I thought we did. The last time we had that conversation, I came home and I looked at my shelf and I went, wait. There are definitely teapots and candlesticks already on my shelf. What are you talking about?
Well, anyway.
So I was very confused.
Okay,
whatever.
Well,
it's fine.
Anyway,
fine.
So that's fine. And the kids played around outside a lot, which was fun. And so
it sure was nice today. It was good.
It was really nice today.
Outside-y day.
It was a very nice outside-y day.
Yes. Excellent. Aaron, have you had this much excitement in your life? Is becoming just utterly insane by shoe shopping?
Well, I was about to ask if Collin,
not so close to the mic, man. Jeez Louise, killing me here.
Am I?
I'll level that out later. Don't worry.
Stop it.
If Collin visited Academy Sports, because the Academy here in Owasso is already starting to put some of that stuff out. Granted, it's more like, oh, we need room. Throw this out there. Blah. So, Academy in Springfield, not bad. Take a gander for that place if you need to. No, work has been all of the crazy. I'm on call this week, so I've already dealt with a few crazy stuff today. But apartments looking a lot nicer. I don't know why it's just dawning on me about like once a week. I realize that I'm super close to the train tracks, and I'm actually not that far from the Tulsa airport. So I hear those more than our upstairs neighbors that have 3 kids. They'll just be sitting there, and I was like, why is there a plane so close to my... Oh, that's why. And so it takes me a little bit to be like, wait, where am I?
What are these noises? Could be worse. You couldn't live next to a dirt racetrack.
Hey, yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah, we noticing and learning all the sounds. Had a little panic attack today, but that was related to work, and unfortunately, I can't talk about it.
Okay, fair.
But I have my desk. Shelby's got her desk. Things are rolling. Things are good. Still trying to look for a bookshelves, plural. Sorry. In concerns of copious amounts of books.
Indeed.
But other than that, I mean, I'm exhausted from work. I even documented and typed stuff up today, even though I'm technically off, but I'm also on call.
Yeah.
But I was like, I just got to get the stuff
we got to
done.
do it. Yeah.
Yeah. And so it's done. But I can't remember if I talked about last time, but getting all the teacher certification stuff squared away. Hopefully soon. And so hopefully be back in the saddle with doing the teacher stuff, because it is 1,000 times mucho funner than what I'm doing currently. So, but other than that, I'm just tired. It's got to go watch some college football today. That was fun. OSU won, OU lost, K-State won. That was awesome.
Mega.
And then that's kind of really been about it. That's been my week has been me literally driving everywhere. Excuse me. And then I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go sit back and I'm gonna type this. What's that? No, I have to go back out there. Okay, so there's a lot of that stuff. But I mean, other than that, everything's smoothing out. Everything's going. What else? What else do I got? Yeah, that's really about it. Nothing really new development wise on this end. I don't have the fun, exciting excursion that Collin did. But I mean, other than that, I mean, it's kind of been it. It's been kind of work heavy this last week, and then that's probably going to be work heavy this week, and then after that, after this week, everything will be a lot mucho more better, and so I have been playing some games with my friends. This game called this is not sponsored, but it's called Among Us.
Oh, nice.
I have been rocking to that, and then sometimes I just get completely. It's basically you're on a team, and there's people that call imposters that try to thwart your victory, and so I just played a game before I got on here, and it's all I'm just playing it on my phone, so it makes it a little bit easier. But I played with my friend the other day online, and I was like, oh, I'm actually really good at this game, and then it turns out, surprising not, but it's fun. That's been that, and then try to plan something with Shelby coming up, and go adventure somewhere, and just kind of explore Owasso. I got lost the other day because I was like, I know where I'm going. I'm surprised I didn't. But it's other than that, I mean, it's going pretty well. Like I said, work is just work right now, and it's draining, but I'm getting through, thankfully.
Well, good. That's good.
Yeah.
Making it.
Yeah, but yeah, other than that, no new developments yet. That is, but
well, that's good too. Sometimes new is too much, right? You get like even it out.
And I wish, but yeah, no, that's all. That's all Aaron's got down here in Oklahoma.
Nice.
Not talking with Collin back in going into stores, being up in Bartlesville. I either we go somewhere for shopping or we order whatever it is off Amazon. And so it's kind of either or. But there's a lot of places up in Bartlesville that weren't like a lot of times like the full retail store, and either it'd just be kind of like there's a place called Dunham's up there, which is basically a lower version of Academy. And so I've been shopping at places like this for 2 years, and then going to an actual like Academy or an actual like Hibbett's Sports or something. It's like, oh, there's other thing. Oh, okay, hello. But yeah, stepping inside of a store and actually doing like apartment shopping is definitely an experience, but especially moving to a significantly bigger city than where I was at previously. So it was a whole new world to immerse myself in, and it was fun. But I was just like, oh, I can actually do this here. Oh, I can. Oh, they have all this stuff. Not to the
magic
issues of
place
Collin
you never knew.
I was getting ready to say that.
But
you're welcome.
But yeah, so it's been fun stuff like that recently. So
yeah, I don't actually ever like to go in the store anyway. So like, it's really not that like I don't buy too many things. I'm not a very fashionable person, so like,
don't sell yourself
go
short.
to the store to buy clothing. I don't wear. Not a very fashionable boy, so I just go around like, what shirt? This one. Yeah, this one's fine. Okay, can I teach in this shirt? Yes, I can. All right, fine, nailed it, got it. So
dual purpose shirt, awesome.
So yeah, I don't care. I just sometimes I like the random stores because you're like, oh, this is just some random thing, and it's usually cheaper. So like, I don't care. Like, I actually like to go buy shirts at Race Brothers because they have like sweet Pearl Snap Western shirts in there. Oh yeah. Dude, I love those. They're my favorite.
Okay.
So weird.
Whatever.
I just like them. I don't know why.
Whatever.
You don't wear those to teaching, do you?
Heck yeah.
Of course he does.
Oh, all right.
Why wouldn't he?
Just wear them with my jeans on Friday, or like, yeah, you can wear with khakis. It's fine. Boom, done.
So, what about you? Anything interesting? How's this year progressing?
Oh man. Okay. So far, I finished up all my stuff Friday because I have teacher in service day Monday. Hooray! Meeting day, my favorite day.
Mm-hmm.
So fun to meet all day. I love it. Wait, no. But then Tuesday through Thursday, it's surprise, it's testing time.
Already?
Already.
Eek.
So like, because we didn't do testing in the spring, because we didn't have school in the spring.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, that's kind of.
We are basically right now going to do the 5th grade map test in the beginning of 6th grade. Now, the state of Missouri has said you don't have to do this. You don't want to. It's called the like Mo Leap or something really dumb like that.
Of course,
they like to give things dumb names. I'm sure that stands for something. I don't care. But it's basically data only, right? There's no
Just
real
for you.
scores attached or anything. It's not. Yeah, it's not tied to your school review and all that other stuff like the real map test is. But it's like they're actually this time going to give you like a breakdown of like skill by skill, question by question of the data that the students score on the test.
Oh, interesting.
So that basically we can go, okay, this is all the stuff that we either, I don't know how accurate it's going to be because we have been we were out of school for like 7 months, right? But like, this is all the stuff that we missed, right, in the spring, or that they lagged behind in. So now we can kind of use this to kind of help catch up, and then, where this is the stuff they missed, this is stuff that we don't have so much. So then we could show the grade below us and say, this is what the students are going to be expected to be doing. So you've got to get them from what they ever missed in 4th grade to this kind of area at the end of 5th grade to be able to take this test again. So,
right.
That'll be fun. So we just decided, like, we have this big 2-week testing window, but we were just kind of like, let's just do it next week, I guess. So we're just,
sure.
we've been telling the kids, we've been getting ready. It was like Tuesday, kabam. But because the 5th grade, we have to do 3, because the 5th grade has 3 tests. Blah. So we're going to test Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday this week. Hooray. So that's basically my week right there. That's it. That's all I got.
All done.
I got not doing anything except for proctoring tests. My absolute favorite thing to do. Stand there, look at them, why they take a test. No, it's terrible. But that's the plan for this week. Yeah, they weren't very excited about it when they found out they had to do that. But we were also like, oh, but it's not for real though, because like we're not like counting it, and you don't have to worry about your actual score. Okay, it's fine. It's for science. I just told him, it's for science. We're taking a test for science. It's fine. We need some data collection.
You need to be like, no, it's not real. So, don't worry too much about it. But also, please.
But I also need you to actually try your best and take it seriously.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. So most of them, once I was like, it's like mostly for the school, right? They're like, as long as I told them, like, you're not getting graded on this, they're like, oh, okay, it's fine.
Okay.
Whatever.
Makes sense. Cool.
Yeah. So that's, well, I don't know about cool, but that is this week. So yay. I have a new girl starting on Tuesday. So I'm just going to be like, hey, you just have to sit here now. That'll be fun.
Surprise.
Surprise. Surprise, you have to sit here literally all day and not do anything because she won't be in the computers to take the test or anything. So she's just going to like sit there.
Gosh.
So it's going to be a little bit rough. Like, can go to the library and like yeah, some other stuff. I mean, so yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be interesting. But mostly, the important thing that happened this week happened on Friday, and I'm going to highlight this specifically towards Collin because this occurred in his industry.
Oh no!
Right? We took old Chuckarino. It's haircut time for Chuckster, right? So gotta go to the dog groomers. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So we've been taking him to this like local, like small, locally owned place. Pretty cool. They're nice. I guess Susan knows them from way back or whatever. But like, I guess recently they've decided that the best thing to do would be to like complain online about all their customers and like make a big fuss about how hard their job is. Oh. Right? Like, and how tough it is to be them. Like, oh, it's just so hard. Blah, 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 blah. So, like, all this, like, really bizarre junk, like, out of nowhere, like, well, we're just so busy that you need to make sure that you schedule your appointments like a month in advance. Like, first of all, what? No. And then they're like, and if you don't, cancel in a time that we think is appropriate, we're going to charge you a cancellation fee. And that's how it's worded. What we feel is appropriate. There's no like day, right? There's not like 2 days, 1 day. Like how long is appropriate for you? Apparently in your mood, it's a week because you're being super annoying, right? So Susan took him out there Friday morning. Normally what happens is take him out there and they have a little boarding thing in the back, right? So they can just keep him and other dogs too, right? And then they do him up, they bathe him and cut his hair. And then they put him in the little kennel until we come get him. Because they have lots of other dogs, so it takes a while, you know.
Yeah.
But they were like, yeah, he'll be done at 1. But we're closing at 2 today. Just because they felt like it. Right. Normally, they close at 4 o'clock. Their business hours state 9 to 4. Or 8 to 4 or whatever are their operating hours. Mm-hmm. But they were just like, nah, we just felt like closing early today, so you have to come get him. Like, well, I can't do that. Right. She's like, I can't do that. And then, so she called up there and was like, look, I'm going to have to just come get him. And because we can't deal with this. And she's like, well, she got real short with her real quick. Well, he's already been bathed. What are you going to do? Just come get him now? And she was like, yeah, I am. I'll pay you for the bath, but that's it.
Oh my gosh.
So like, I'm very confused by the fact that if you're a very small business that operates on like word of mouth, basically in a fairly small town, right? It's pretty good size. Like, complaining about how difficult it is to do your job. Right.
Yeah.
Not really the best marketing strategy, right? You just complain on your business Facebook page about like how hard your job is.
Wow.
And like how hard all your customers are making your life.
Oh my god.
That's an interesting marketing strategy that I haven't thought about before. It's like maybe if I'm super mean and hateful to everybody, that they'll want to come to me more.
Yes.
No, don't worry. It's fine. So yeah.
That's
so
super...
yeah, we
Oh, so you did you find a new place for him? Right?
No, we actually went on Amazon and bought dog clippers.
Ta-da!
And we're just
there you go.
There
you go.
Ta-da! Done. Right? Because they've been like the last 2 times, it's been like just a whole big thing. Like, oh my god, no, you can't, man. We're so busy. Can't do, man. Like, yo,
no, that's
all,
real. There's obviously
maybe if you could, yeah. It's not my fault that you are terrible at running your business. Okay, if you can't schedule your clients appropriately and you can't do this right, don't take it out on me with your bad attitude because you're garbage. Okay,
yeah.
Because maybe you like dogs and maybe you're okay at grooming dogs. Maybe you suck at scheduling. Okay, not my fault. Okay, I understand lots of dogs need haircuts, but you got to be able to say no. I can't do it this day. This is what normal people do, right? This is how it works.
Right. You say, no, I'm full today. They're not, but that's, I've seen a lot of grooming places operate like that, where it's kind of like first come, first serve for drop off. Even if you have an appointment of like, they'll just take whoever comes in that day, and see if they can fit them in. And then, but so you gotta manage and your books really better. And also,
because then you do get behind and then you get stressed out. Yeah. And then, again, complaining in public about how hard your job is to your customers is just a really, really strange take.
It is. And, and I understand from when we talk to people, one of the biggest things that I hear when I'll ask people like, what is the one thing you wish more people understood about what you do? And generally what they'll say is that it's really hard, that a lot of people don't understand how difficult things are. And I get that. So I hear that, but you don't turn to your clients and reprimand them for making your life hard whenever you made your life hard by being a bad business manager. That's not what you
do. And I
right.
Yeah, and I can understand like I can deal with an employee like having a bad attitude, right? I understand that girl at Subway doesn't really want to make my sandwich, right? I know that high school employee at Subway is like, because the one here in town, there's always that one person, and she's always like on the phone at work. You're like, I understand that you're 17 and you really could care less whether I have a sandwich or not.
Yeah.
I understand that, right? It's probably you don't want to be working because you're going to get paid no matter what, so you don't care. But if you're the owner of the business,
that's something,
and you're like actively saying, "Oh, you make my life so hard and it's so terrible," like, yo, what?
Yeah, it's like you started this business, like you got into this. How about it comes across on, I don't know, it's just bad on so many levels. That I don't understand that at all.
Yeah, it really is. So yeah. I can do that. Like, I was pretty bad.
Like the cancellation policy thing. Like I know people, I know pet sitters and stuff who they have their cancellation policy is you can cancel, you don't get any money back, regardless if you cancel a year in advance or 3 days in advance, you don't get any money back. But to have it be so like, if it's not, if we deem it inappropriate, if we deem it inappropriate,
that's the part that's like,
I'm sorry, what? Like, that's not okay.
That's the part I had a big problem with. It was like, wait, you're going to what? You're not going to put, plus if you're going to have you're going to have a big cancellation fee, but you're not going to give me a window of time, right? I could understand if you're like, you need to cancel within like 24 hours of your appointment, right? That's reasonable. That makes sense to me. Say, okay, because that's the time that you could have used for somebody else, right? I get it. You don't want to be put in a jam when you've turned clients away and then like an hour before you're supposed to get someone, they're like, yeah, I can't come today. You're like, what? But I could have filled your spot already, right? That makes sense. But to say the words like what we think is appropriate, it's like, wait a minute. Is that like a week? Like, what is that?
all that means, honestly,
that means you're going to charge everybody a fee, aren't you? You're going to charge literally everyone.
Well, that means if
you
they
have
like you or not.
You have not set a date.
Right. No, that just means if they like you or not. That's what means.
It means whatever mood they're in. Whatever mood they're in at that current moment, right? If they're having a particularly grumpy day, if they woke up grumpy, every single person's getting charged a cancellation fee. Right? If it's like a Monday morning and they had a really good weekend, and they're just like, oh, it's fine, no worries, no big deal. And then by Thursday, they'd be like, I hate all of you. You're all owing us money for existing. Like, what the heck, dude? Stop it.
And one of the key things to setting good policies and procedures is having them consistent and enforceable. And the whenever we feel like it is neither consistent nor enforceable.
Nor enforceable. Oh, it's so bad. Yeah. So yeah, we bought some dog groomers, little sheary things. So we're gonna give it a shot. Chuck's gonna get a ugly haircut, but it's fine. So
he's fine.
It's good for him.
We'll see how it goes.
I need some before and after photos.
The only other lady in town's like a mega old, and she's also booked a lot and can't ever get in there. So it's like whatever. So apparently, it's just too much of a hassle to get your dog's haircut. I don't understand.
Yeah, it's so demanding.
Do you guys remember when they used to take Candy to get her haircut?
Yeah.
And one of the largest dogs in the world, and they're like, you put a bow in her.
Listeners, when we were children, we had a Newfoundland.
Yeah. Candy.
And they would cut her hair. Her name was Candy. She was very large, black Newfoundland. And they would cut her hair, but not the hair upon her head, nor her tail.
Yep. So they shave her down.
So there was this huge dog. This is like there's a massive dog that was basically shaved, except for the hair on her head, which was like still poofy, and then her tail. It's no wonder she didn't like going because
no. Oh gosh, do you remember?
I've never seen a dog be embarrassed before, but Newfoundland.
Do you remember when they cut her with the shears?
I do not.
Oh, yeah. They cut her with the shears, and they had to like staple her. It was that bad. Remember that one year?
What the heck? What were they cutting her with? What kind of shears were they using?
I think they were shaving her with
head trimmers. Good gravy.
I don't know. And she moved, and they like went into her and cut her up in the belly, on the belly where she was real soft. But yeah,
they shave sheep without a guard. They just like grab them and go, and that's fine. So I gotta.
This is true. I don't know,
but she didn't want to be there. She was probably squirming a bit.
Yes,
and she's a very large dog. So I imagine a squirming giant Newfoundland is probably not the easiest thing to do. So I could see why that would happen, but I do not remember that happening. No. Huh. Yeah, we'll hope we don't do that with little Chuckles. He doesn't really move too much. He's going to be like really scared. That's probably the same thing when you give him a bath. He just sort of sits there and like looks horrified. Like, no, why?
Why are you doing this to me, Mom?
I don't want to be here. Stop! No. He's not pleased. Never is he. He always looks just like abysmal. Like, no, I don't want to do it. Let me out.
I love it.
Yes. So try that. Just because literally apparently no one can cut our dog's hair. So
that was one of the
sorry in advance, Chuck. All right, buddy.
It'll be fine. The learning curve for everybody. Yeah. I remember when ours opened up in our area, it was like a 3 or 4 week that they were just booked solid because everybody was trying to get their dog groomed, and this was after they'd gone on lockdown, and it was tough getting Kobe in. And by the time we got him in, I was like, I don't know if you do this for like, I was like apologizing to the groomer. I was like, I'm so sorry. I know it's been forever. And, lockdown and COVID. And she was like, yeah, I get it. Give me your dog. And I was like, we just, I just kept explaining and going on and on. I'm like, we really tried. We tried to get it early, and we were going to get him cut before lockdown, but then it went lockdown. And she was like, yeah, okay, please give me your dog so you can get out the door. And I was like, but let me tell you more.
No, not Collin over-explaining things. Never.
That's like, I don't know. I used to ride my bike into work when I went into work, and one time now I don't go into work anymore. I just work from home. And anyway,
fair.
And I forget. Oh no. My boss was like, "Hey, the lock on the gate will freeze in the winter, so make sure you have like a lighter or something in your backpack." And I was like, "Yeah, sure, whatever." And so when the lock froze the first time, and I couldn't get in to thaw out the lock because it was a combination lock, but when the humidity was high enough, it would freeze inside the lock, and you just couldn't turn the combo to get it unlocked. So you'd have to sit there and warm it up with your hands. She was like, yeah, so just bring a lighter. Well, I didn't have a lighter, and it was like 6 a.m. because I was trying to get into early that day, and it was frozen solid. And the grounds worker came by, and I had only been working there for like 3 months. And all he sees is I'm on the inside of the gate that's supposed to be locked to everybody, but I'm trying to get through. And I'm wearing full bike gear with like my lights and my bright neon yellow, and he's just staring at me, and I'm like, hi, I'm Collin, and I'm trying to get through the gate.
Well, you were so highly visible that he was pretty certain you weren't burglaring.
Right.
Because it's like the opposite of a burglar outfit, right?
The first thing, I wasn't like, hi, I work here, blah, blah. I was just like, hi, I'm Collin. I need to get through this gate.
It's like, but why though?
I know. and then when it paused, I was like, I work over there with the department. Do you know, these people? Cause I work with them. And I was trying to like name drop people, and he's just like a ground. I was so panicked.
It's like, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yep.
Which does.
Yep. That was fun. That was really fun. I don't do well in awkward situations.
That's right. Well, I do that too before. I've done that before. Like, you just like say the wrong thing out of nowhere. Like, I was at the post office one time, and they asked me who I was, and I just gave my name. And then after like 30 seconds, it's like, oh, you need my address. Right. I'm at the post office. Okay. Anyway. Like 30 seconds of this like really angry lady looking at me like, what? I don't.
She's going,
what literally every other place when they ask you who you are wants. Mm-hmm. It's like, and what?
Oh, that's
because I had forgotten. It was I had to go pick up like a box, right? And I forgot the little slip they leave.
Yeah,
box. I left that at home on accident, and it's much easier if you just take that. You just hand it to them. You don't have to say anything, and they just leave, and they come back and they give you something like sign, and then you go. It's better that way. Don't forget the slip. Moral of the story.
Yeah,
I asked for. I went to a gas station and I just walked in. I was like, "Hi, can I get gas?" And he just looked at me and was like, "Oh, what pump are you on?" I was like, "Oh, no, thanks." I just looked at him and he looked at me and I was like, "Oh, yes,
start over
something." In which, and I was like, "I don't know," and so I had to leave and come back in. I was like, "Oh, I'm on this pump," and he's like, "Do you not look before?" And I'm like, "No." I've pumped gas before, and I was like trying to explain. He's like, "No, I've pumped. I can pump gas myself." But I was just like, I'd walk in and just had like this awkward like explanation of like, "No, like you know gas stations, right? Like, oh, I've been to many of them, and I just forgot, And he's like, So how much do you need on? I was like, "Oh, like 15, please." And then I just kind of like hung my head in shame and walked out and walked out to the gas station. But you're just like. But he's like, "Oh, what pump?" And I was like, "Oh, no thanks." And he just looked at me, and I was like, and I kind of like felt, and I was like, excuse me, like I'm needing gas, and I was like, "Oh, you need something in which number I don't have. Let me yeah, it was not one of my proudest moments, but I've learned from it, and I have grown, and I've moved on.
Imagine that's what it's like if Susan's mom ever tries to get her own gas. Because literally she doesn't get her own gas. Still. Ever. Never. I don't think she's gotten gas by herself since they stopped full service gas station.
Wow.
Yeah. She doesn't do it. I tease her about it a lot. She doesn't like it. What?
Shocking. I can't imagine why.
Doesn't do it. Yeah, she's like, would you guys go get me some gas? Like, really? Come on. What is this?
Well, I remember I was with Mimi one time, and she just pulled up at a pump and just like turned and looked over at me. I was like, "What?" And she's like, "You're on that side." I was like, but it's your car. It's like, "Yeah, but you're the grandson and you're on that side." And I was like, Ugh.
It was cold, wasn't it? That's what it was. It was really.
But if you always want the good classic gas pumping story, our father will pull up at a gas pump with the truck running, and he'll just leave the door open and like go inside to pay while he's pumping. And I'll be sitting there like, Dad, it's cold.
This is wrong on so many levels. Number one.
With the door slightly ajar, so it's going ding, 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 ding.
No, it's not slightly ajar. It's open. It's like wide open.
It is Gandalf going Balrog, like open. And so it's every time he's done it like when it's cold, like we were up in Marshfield, and he just hold on, we pop out real quick, and it was 40 degrees outside, raining. Like, Dad, oh no, it's okay. I know your heater doesn't work that great. I'll just sit here and freeze.
Also, I think it's really weird that, like, of all the really weird things that bother him, right, that like annoy him to his core, that awful dinging noise the car makes when the doors open, your keys are in it, is not one of them. He just leave it open forever.
I don't think
he's just completely oblivious to the most awful noise that man has ever created. I just hate that noise so much.
Well, it was specifically created to annoy you.
I always close the door for him. Stop it. Yes. So they did their job. I'm not saying that wasn't the key. Yeah, so that's a good point. It's important to realize that's exactly why it sounds like that. But the
fact that it doesn't bother him.
He's just like, yeah, like the littlest things in the world will send him into orbit, and then that awful sound. He's just like, what sound? Who's talking about?
On my phone somewhere of Father doing this, because I had to document it, because I think Shelby didn't believe me, and I went home one time and he did it. I was like, you see what I've had to live with my entire life? My father just does this randomly.
The sound is so bad, I can't deal with it. He brought that dresser down here to us, and we were in the garage, and he was just talking for a little bit, and he just left the truck open, the doors open, it's just dinging away. And I just walked outside and I closed it, and then I came back in and started talking some more. I was like, I can't deal with it. I can't do it. Too much. The noise is so bad.
I have the feeling that Dad knows he does it when he leaves his door open. But like, because I mentioned to him one time, I was like, Dad, it's cold. You could, you close it sometimes. Like, oh yeah, no, yeah. Then every time, just hold on, you gas real quick. Father,
for speed, doesn't want to waste time opening the door again.
Here's one. Here's another time. Oh, yeah.
This is really weird. I don't know. It's weird that this happens often, or that you take pictures of it every time you see it. That's the weird bit. I think that I don't.
He does it, and it's just like, okay. So there's one picture. Let me send that to you.
Oh my gosh!
All out here, I have evidence now.
It's worrying.
It's just like, oh, it's cold outside. His son's in the car. There's no way he'll just, oh, okay, Dad. Oh, okay. Just leaving the doors open now, are we? Okay.
It's his way of reminding you that you should have been wearing a coat, probably.
But I was inside. I was inside.
It is
my fault.
Oh, it was just understood.
But you shouldn't have to worry about that when you're inside.
It's true. Aaron forgot to mention that in all these situations he was wearing shorts and a hoodie, and it was 40 degrees
and raining.
And raining.
And that Dad had asked him 14 times before he left, hey, do you want to wear a coat? Do you need an actual coat? And Aaron said, no, I'm fine.
Fine. No, it's fine.
No, I'm fine, Dad. I'm comfy. Because it's comfy. I'm aerodynamic. And I was thinking my father was going to leave the cooler door open. 40 degrees.
He's like, I'll show you. Need a coat. Bam. Got him. Need a coat.
Like, but Dad, why? Did it pull up? It's somewhere. I have it somewhere.
I believe
you.
I have proof. And I will show you. Here, let me just do this. Just screenshot it and call that good. Not exporting the snap.
That's all right.
I
Well,
need evidence. Find the picture again. Hold on. Hold on.
okay.
Hold on.
Oh my.
Whippersnappers.
Anyway, while we wait.
Bam!
Indeed.
Taste justice, nerds.
Wow.
I'm not gonna.
Well, maybe if I don't know if that's it. It did.
Haha.
Yes.
Okay. I was like thwarted
Y'all
again.
laughed at me. Y'all laughed at me.
Yes, it did. It's fine.
Yeah, that was just the. There was another time where Dad had like gotten out of his car to get gas, and then, but that picture I sent you all was a while ago, like a long time ago. But, oh yeah,
Does look a little cold outside. It's all right though. There's definitely snow on the roof. Is that my house?
No, that's someone else's house in Springfield.
Oh, so that looks like my house. What the heck?
Didn't you know they regularly drive by?
Yeah, we're outside of your house right now. Surprise!
Never knew.
Ta-da!
Yeah. You gonna help? You gonna help Shayna with her homework? Is that what you're coming for? It's your turn. Tag team.
What is her homework?
Earlier she was doing intro to education things. She had a science quiz yesterday. Vocab days. The vocab worksheet day is the best day, though. It's my favorite.
Doesn't sound like so much fun.
It's really fun. It's really funny to be around for, I guess is what I should say. Yes, much homework today. So, what are great things. Oh, yeah. I forgot to tell you. So, here is a 100% accurate representation of what happened about 2 weeks ago. Maybe a week and a half ago. I don't remember.
No embellishment?
She was auditioning. No, this is 100% accurate. She auditioned for a part in a play. Right? The first play at school here. Because she does want to be in the theater department. So she auditioned for a part. She came home. Direct quotes. Things like, "It was the worst audition I've ever done. Oh, it was just so bad. There's no way that I'm going to even let me be in this one. They're probably going to kick me out of the theater department. I wonder if they're going to regret giving me my scholarship. This is just the worst thing that's ever happened to me." 2 days later. Guys, I'm the lead.
Nice.
So there we go. That's the other.
Congratulations, Shayna. Did you tell her it was like a sympathy? Like they did a
Yes.
sympathy?
So she's been-
Oh, of course. Okay.
No, I didn't. Well, I might have mentioned that part, but no, because she auditioned for like some other character, like the side one, and it like apparently she was more suited to the lead role. So she's playing the lead role in this play that I can't remember the name of. It's called something like "Turn Off the Morning News" or something like that. It's very weird, satirical, strange thing, but sounds like it might be funny. So we'll see.
There you go.
Yeah. So she's been doing lots of play practice. She has been going good. So that's good too. So.
That's very
But
exciting.
yeah, the other day she was like, "Man, it is pretty good." Kind of increased the workload even more. But because she was like, "Man, guys, is it always this hard?" And I was like, honestly, yes. And she's like, wow,
Yes.
thanks. It's like, look,
Honestly,
you asked.
yep.
I didn't know what you want. That's why.
Just the truth.
Yeah, it's good. Just like, I'm just tired all the time. It's like, yes. Yeah, that's normal. It's fine.
That's
You're fine.
what'll happen.
Don't worry about it.
Welcome. Welcome.
Yeah, it's like, it's called real life. How's it going?
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Ugh, excuse me. So yeah,
Good.
that was the other exciting news I had. I forgot to say that last week, but
That's very exciting.
here we go.
Very good.
Boom. It was pretty good.
Good for her.
So I think it sounds like it's going really well. Her practice has been going good. So according to her, she was the most prepared at the last one. I cannot confirm nor deny if that was actually true. But I mean,
Well,
according to her, that was the key. So that's good.
Yes.
Ugh. I think it's all the news I've got. That was it.
okay.
Gonna
tell
be
us
a dog groomer and Shannon.
Yeah. Hey, do you want to be interviewed on a podcast? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, no thanks.
Okay, fine.
I think this is the movie end. I think.
It's kind of the ouchy part too. Ah!
Yeah. If you want to redo that interview for how not to be a business owner by a pet owner, we can schedule something here. You can,
you know,
you can just clip that segment from this one, just drop it in. You can do that.
I will. I will. Interview, yeah. Jeez. So tell us about your plans for this upcoming challenge. You've created a document. What are the rules with this? What are you thinking?
Oh yeah. So I was thinking, it's incomplete. Obviously, I didn't know how many bizarre subgenres you wanted me to put on this list. So I stopped at something like 30, but you can also add to it later if you want to. But I thought it'd be fun. What? It's fine.
Nothing.
Don't worry about
You're
it.
fine.
I just numbered them. It's like a numbered list. So I thought it would be funny / amusing if we like picked a number at random or use like a random number thing and got assigned a genre to explore.
Hey.
Right? So whatever it is, you could find like 5 or whatever, like probably just artists or something, not necessarily like individual songs maybe. But you could whatever. But just that would be the genre that you could explore for the next time when we talked about it. See if it's all about, see if it was something that you liked, see if you're like, oh no, this was awful. Why? Or if it's broad enough, trying to find something within that category that you did like, right? So I think there's something like 30. I'm not sure.
Okay.
My last count
Yeah, I'm all
that I got
for
on
this.
there. But I thought that would just be fun. And also, it would be something that we could like do more than once, right? Because we could add to the list, do it again later.
Yeah.
We could just mark on there who did what already so you didn't repeat it. But like, that would be... Because I didn't know. We've done a little bit of that already. And that was fun. The other things we've done like this are fun. So I thought it'd be cool to like just give us some explore. Continue our unofficial theme of exploring things that we don't know about. Right. That's kind of the
I like that. I'm all for it. So yeah, if you want
so that'd
to,
be cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Really cool.
Yeah. I don't know if you want to do that, do the drawing right now so we can do it for next week. We can do that.
Do you want to do it for next week?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let me find a number generator.
Random.
Well, yes, not just like
1,
I'll just do
2, 3. Great count. Go away.
1. No, not him. No. All right, might have to edit this down slightly.
No, I don't edit for content.
Would you? Oh, you probably can't pull it up right now. Oh, that's true.
No,
okay, here we go. Minimum 1, maximum. There's 31. I think I just looked.
Okay. So,
all right, who wants to go first? Oh wait, I should probably open up my list. Okay, who's going first? Who wants me to be the first button push?
I'll
Me.
do it.
Okay, Aaron, ready?
Aaron.
No. Hello.
Aaron, you have been selected.
Hold on, let me get my notes. Hold on. Okay, so walk me through what is happening again.
Okay, I'm going to give you a musical genre category.
Okay.
Okay, you are going to explore this category in the coming week and come up with 5 artists that you like
Can I add to this?
or found enjoyable. Yes, please.
Do you
This
guys
is an on the fly thing. Go for it. What would you like to add?
Okay. Do you guys use Spotify?
No.
No. Okay. Never mind.
I have
Also no.
access to it, but
Well, because I was thinking if there'd be some way to make like a playlist to share, might be kind of cool. But we can talk. About
We could possibly work on that. I'm thinking it. You use Spotify?
Yeah. Well, for some music, yeah,
Is that
just a little bit.
Okay. Well, we could maybe we could work something up for the
Workshop
listeners
that.
to
Anyway,
listen along
just
here.
an idea.
So
Okay.
let's
What's Aaron's?
see.
Drum roll.
Workshop that.
Okay.
Aaron's is rockabilly. Boom. Rockabilly Aaron.
I think
Perfect.
I already know some people for that.
Hey, that's good. That's fine. Some of these you might be more familiar with than others.
Yeah.
So that's fine. Rockabilly Aaron. Perfect. All right. Collin, you next.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Collin, you have classical.
Oh, okay.
Boom. There you go.
Okay.
Classical music.
Whew.
Perfect.
It's a big one.
There you go. There's a big one. So you have some freedom there to move around.
Okay.
And I have selected 29, which is Karma. The one I put on there because I thought it'd be funny. Stoner rock. All right.
Hey.
Got it.
There you go. Okay.
Karma got me. So I was like,
There you go.
that would be hilarious. Boom.
Oh. Okay. So the homework and challenge for next week
All right.
is review this genre and come back and report back with 5.
Yes.
Okay. 5. Was it 5 artists?
Yes. 5 too much. You want 3?
No, artists is fine. 5 artists.
Yeah.
5 artists.
I think just 5. I think artists is probably better than songs.
Yeah.
Right.
I think
it's a little more
week
broad
is
that
a
way.
bit too much. It would be a bit much. To
Hey, like this one song is the best. Like
Yeah.
So we're doing 5 artists.
yes.
Yes.
Now, if you, while in your exploration of rockabilly, find a song that you particularly love, you can, of course, mention that. But
Yeah. If
you just
get
need
it
like 5
tattooed on your
rockabilly
thigh,
artists that you're like, oh, this one's kind of cool. That's just
Gotcha.
let us know and report back.
there we go.
Okay.
So yeah, I think artists would be good just because it's a little more broad. It's not as like in depth as like, oh, this one song or like this one album is the one. No, that's a little much. So
Okay. This is very exciting. Okay. So next week we'll do that. For 5 artists.
all right.
Rockabilly.
The real, I mean, Aaron and I will probably do it. I don't know if Collin will do his homework.
I could do
Colin's
this. I still haven't watched my movie.
Since he's so,
I could do this.
I mean, he can listen to music while doing other things, so I think that's good for him. I think that's another bonus for this particular.
I can do that. I can't.
He can multitask again.
Yeah. I still have an hour and 45 minutes left on that movie, so it's fine.
He's got this.
So listeners, next week you'll hear Aaron and my take on our music genre.
I can do this. And on that bombshell,
we'll see. There we go. I'm already in my studio. What are you talking about?
Right? Oh no. Well, you guys have a good rest of your evening.
So meta.
Fine.
You too.
Love you guys.
Bye.
Bye. Love you too.
Bye.